Where were you complaining?
Oh, just like what the fuck? Why aren't we going live this week? That sort of thing.
Oh, you mean the earlier complaining in the little tiny group chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got a notification from YouTube. Apparently, General Zod is live for the Todd Phillips tier list.
I guess so.
Well, son of a bitch, then we might as well do that.
Yeah, may as well. What's up, guys? Zod's not here, and I don't care.
Nobody's here.
Yeah, no
It's
one's.
just us.
It's just us. We're doing a Todd Phillips tier list because Joker 2 just came out, and I've seen it. Zod has seen it. I'm sure Chris has. I don't know. Have you seen it, PB?
I did not see the new one yet.
You haven't seen that one yet? All right. Well,
Not
this is
yet.
going to be great. Well, this is a perfect opportunity to have a Todd Phillips tier list, a movie tier list. This goes back to the year 2000 is where we're going, and we're going to go on from there. And the categories for the Todd Phillips tier list are Walking Phoenix. That's going to be the GOAT category. I just figured that would be the best representation of the GOAT is Walking Phoenix.
But that's not Steve Buscemi.
That is not Steve Buscemi. That's that's an incel caricature just walking. I just put Walking Phoenix there. Would you? I don't think Steve Buscemi is in any of Todd Phillips' films.
I thought Steve Buscemi is just supposed to be the top tier.
Would you prefer Steve Buscemi? I think Walking Phoenix is just fine.
I thought that was what the bit was going to be going forward, that Steve Buscemi was always at the top.
Maybe, but no one else is around. So this is just the two of us. So right, I figured the next tier is Skinny Dips and Bong Rips. There's a lot of movies like that. A Hangover You Don't Deserve, Honorable Trash, Laughing Stock, and The Joke Is on You. And some of the movies we'll be going through are Road Trip, Old School, Starsky and Hutch, School for Scoundrels, the Hangover movies. We've gone through those ones before. We'll do it again. Due Date, War Dogs, and then the Joker films. All right. We shall start with the first film, Road Trip. PB, have you seen?
You don't want to wait for the chat to fill up. See, now we have a viewer. There's one viewer now.
Oh, we have a viewer! Yay! Well, we shall start.
It's probably Zod being a
maybe
behind the scenes butthole. Anyway, what's first? Road Trip.
It's a movie called Road Trip. It's basically.
I know Road Trip.
Oh, you do? Okay, you want to start this?
Road Trip is spectacular in so many different ways. Like it's got a lot of crass humor in it. Mm-hmm. Like when they're on the bus, it pulls out the freaking underwear and he asks him if he killed a freaking Cheeto. I'll never forget that line.
I just watched it today. I rewatched it, and I honestly think it's like a discount American Pie. Like it's like if
that's the same type of vibe that I get from that movie. That's for sure.
I mean, you have the same actor. You know, you have Stifler acting like Stifler, and gets fingered in the asshole. I mean, like this is the most American Pie ripoff I've ever seen in my life, and the one that's most worthwhile. Huh?
God, why can I not remember the main character's name? The short guy.
The Brickenmeyer or something. I don't know.
Brickenmeyer.
Yeah, Seth Meyers' little brother or something.
I just remember there was a Robot Chicken skit about Brickenmeyer.
Yeah, was that him? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's him.
Trip? Oh gosh, like Road Trip's definitely towards the top, but the question is, how far towards the top?
I mean, that's a good question. I would put it in It's not going to go at the top because we know what it is. Like it's an American Pie ripoff. Like it's
right. It's pretty much. Are we going red or orange?
I would put it. I would almost put it in. I might put it in honorable trash. Honestly.
Oh gosh, I would put it in a hangover you don't deserve.
You would put it a little above that because I just put it in honorable trash because it's just one of those types of movies like that. It's not American Pie, like but we know what we're getting into, and it's a guilty pleasure. Much like I also love the gas station, like side of the road diner guy who's like. The guy doesn't want like whipped cream on his pancakes, and he's like pissed off, and I kind of like that. Anyone's work.
I mean, wasn't Road Trip the movie that came out before Freddy got fingered?
When did that come out?
I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure Tom Green was in this movie first, and then he was in Freddy Got
Fingered. Freddy Got Fingered came out the year after. Oh, that guy. Oh, I still haven't seen that movie, but I heard it's weird. And
Freddy Got Fingered is a very weird movie.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, yeah, that's the guy. That's the same guy who narrates, like, it tells the story to like the college moms who are like checking out the school, the tourists, and he's telling the story. Yeah, it was a weird one. I could put it in a hangover you don't deserve.
I mean, I'm sure if it's there, it's going to keep getting bumped down over to the right. I mean, I'll never forget Boston, Texas, and Austin, Massachusetts.
I know. Oh yeah, I remember that. Speaking of which, how about Old School? Will Ferrell movie. Ooh. Have we talked about it before? We might have talked about it before.
Old School. Are we doing the Walking Phoenix at the end of the tier list?
Yes.
Old School goes in skinny dips and bong rips.
I completely agree because it's. I mean, I would not put it in the GOAT category at all, but not by any means, because it's just one of those movies that are just. It's a Will Ferrell movie. It's like a Todd Phillips movie, but it's like it's just fun, and that's all it wants to be, and that's all it is, and it's just like a crazy college story with like, unreasonable circumstances. That was the common setup for those stoner comedies in the 2000s. So it was a staple for sure. But is it going to get an Oscar? No, it's probably not going to get.
On here is going to get an Oscar.
Oh wait, we have Starsky and Hutch. Speaking of which, did you ever see that one?
Starsky and Hutch, definitely. Well, yeah, I definitely saw it. Do it.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Where do you put it?
Do I explicitly remember it? Not entirely. Like, I know it's it's Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller in Ridiculous Shenanigans.
Sounds like the norm to me.
I would probably put it in. It's between honorable trash and a hangover you don't deserve.
I would safely put it in an honorable trash, just because it's an adaptation. You can work with that?
I mean, to be fair, I do like the new Chips movie with Dax Shepard and I can never remember his name, the guy from Ant-Man, Luis. You know who I'm talking about?
What? Paul Rudd?
Did you just walk? No, I said the guy from Ant-Man who plays Luis.
Oh, I missed that part. I have no idea.
No idea. You just walked away when I was talking about the fact that
I did just walk away.
You're like, oh, it's an adaptation. I can leave the room. Look at my mic drop. And I was like, well, I was still talking to you. Anyway.
No,
I said,
I know that. I just didn't have anything
no,
more
I
to add because I barely
said I
remember it.
like the new Chips movie, which is an adaptation.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh my God, you need to see that movie. It's freaking hilarious. It's Dax Shepard. He was a stuntman turned cop.
Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Not quite as dark.
Okay. Well, I'm safe. I'm safe to put it in honorable trash then.
Yes, we agreed to that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got nothing more to say than that. School for Scoundrels. I don't know if I've seen that.
I don't think I've seen it either.
I'll put it in a laughing stock then. I barely fucking remember it. The
Who's in it?
Hangover. I don't know.
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna have
say I
to
don't think zooming in on the pixels is gonna help you see who's in it.
let's see. Billy Bob Thornton and
Oh,
the
okay.
guy who played Napoleon Dynamite.
Dynamite. Okay, I vaguely right. He's trying to get him to hook up with this chick, and then he goes and hooks up with
Yes.
her in front of him or whatever.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
that's
I remember it. I feel like you got it in a good spot.
yeah. It was ridiculous. I
I
didn't.
mean, it's just good enough that you feel like you didn't waste your time watching it, but you're not gonna watch it again.
I'm not gonna watch it again. No, for good reason. How about The Hangover? We've already discussed its GOAT status. I don't think we need to really go too deep into this. I put it safely above Old School.
Hmm. I don't know if I like Hangover more than I like Old School Guy.
Really? Because I know we're both putting it up here, correct? Am I wrong?
You are correct.
Okay, but I think it goes above Old School because it's an elevated version and it adds like a mystery element to it. Like, where is Doug? You know that whole thing. There's
I do
nothing that
like
really,
Where is Doug?
yeah, like, but Old School doesn't quite have that at all. I mean, there's no mystery element. It's just a party movie. This is a party movie with a mystery. So I think it's like elevated over, Todd Phillips like going with a generic American Pie ripoff to like a random stoner comedy to a reboot, and then this boring movie, and then this just is his magnum opus of stoner comedies. This is his masterpiece. This is his Joker, if you will.
And what? That was the first time that Bradley Cooper was the lead character.
I
'Cause the
guess
only
so.
other,
No one
the
ever thought
only
of it.
other, yeah, the only other thing I remembered him in before The Hangover was being the extra guy in Wedding Crashers.
Oh no, he was the husband that like beat the fuck out of Owen Wilson time and time again.
Yeah, he was just an extra guy. He was an obstacle for the story.
Chris is going to join us soon, but in the
Is he
meantime,
though?
yeah,
Because
that's what he said.
it's real easy to get through these really fast. Like we've done half of the stream already, and we haven't even been going for 15 minutes.
I know that's impressive. I really
It is
like
super
doing
impressive.
these.
That's because we don't have to waste time with the two windbags here. Like both you and I are pretty good at getting right to the point, whereas the other people just keep going on, and then they argue about having the same opinion, which is super confusing.
Oh yeah, it's like they're arguing, but they're not, and we fall into that trap too.
Well, not as frequently as those two do.
Oh, definitely not. So with that being said, Due Date, which by the way, Zach Galifianakis looks like an AI version of himself in that poster.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, with that being said, I'd like to invite you to go to moviepalette.com.
Oh no, 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 no. We're
Dude,
going.
it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done at some point in
Oh
the
well,
stream.
then go ahead. Go ahead. Rip
We're
off the
only
band.
gonna go for 30. 30-some minutes here. We gotta just we'll slide it right into that. If you go to moviepalette.com, you can save 15% on any order by putting in code Zone15. Man, you
What is
support
this called
General
again?
Zod in the fandom zone. What was the question?
What is the website called again?
Oh, the website is moviepalette.com to
Why
get some
isn't
fantastic movie palette art.
why isn't there a banner that says moviepalette.com?
Because this is the free version of StreamYard, and we don't have those advantages because they raised the prices.
Fair enough.
But you know who didn't raise prices? Moviepalette.com. They gave you a 15% discount. Code Zone15. Guaranteed
Okay.
to arrive at some point.
All right. Well,
I don't know how close we can be to
they will
Christmas
arrive
without
at their
saying
due date,
guaranteed.
and due date is the
Haha,
next
there you
movie.
go.
Yes. So where
Put
have you
that
seen
into
this?
cool. Oh, most definitely.
Yes, this was like Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, but with Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis, and I liked it.
Dog.
I liked it. It was a little bit
This
more
movie's freaking
explicit on
hilarious.
what the traveling guy, the hobo, Zach Galifianakis, who's supposed to be, the placeholder for John Candy. It's more explicit what this character goes through, and his main goal is to get on Two and a Half Men, and he gets his wish at the end of the movie, and I'm very happy with it because it was right before Charlie Sheen left. So if you're gonna get on Two and a Half Men, it's gonna be now or never. And
Wait a
it was
second. Are you serious?
yeah, that's the whole movie. Like he wants to get on Two and a Half Men, and it's like a throwaway joke, but then he actually gets on Two and a Half Men.
Huh. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, it was at the very end. So
Well, I
uh,
mean, I watched the whole movie more than once, and I don't remember the ending. So I
I,
guess it's not as good as I thought.
it's definitely not as good as I thought either. But it's a fun, like if you've never seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, it's gonna go at the very top. But for me, I'm gonna put it in a hangover you don't deserve, but above
Oh,
Road
that's a
Trip.
good call. Yep, I'm okay with that. That's a good call.
Yeah, right above Road Trip. I think that's pretty accurate. I love how we agree on whenever it's just the two of us, PB. I realize that we agree mostly on every single movie and its placement, but the
There's a
outliers, they're
lot of
not
them.
here. They can't skew the numbers, which is
That's true.
amazing. And this is what Zod really wanted to do right after Joker 2. And oh, it's going to be hilarious where I put it. So we have The Hangover Part 2. Not as good as the original.
Oh, okay. Remind me of what happens in that movie because I don't
Um,
remember like
it's
the
basically the
premise
same
of the
thing,
plot.
but in Thailand. That's basically it.
Uh,
And
this is number two
that's
is the one with Mike Tyson, or is that number one?
that was 1 and 2. Mike
Oh, he's in
Tyson, I
both of
think,
them.
is in
Okay.
all of them. Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, he's in all of them. The tiger is the first one. That's why it's in Skinny Dips and Bong Rips. Hangover 2. Once again, I think I'm gonna put it in honorable trash
no.
because it's a
I
repeat
mean,
of the first one and it has no value.
well, which one is this the one where the tiger's in the bathroom, or is that the first one?
That's the first one. Everything you remember is in the first one.
Oh, then honorable trash it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of any. Like I know I've seen it more than once, but I can't. Every time I think of a scene, it's from the first one.
Right, because it's so memorable. Speaking of something that is not memorable, though, Hangover 3. This is where they start out with the only thing I remember is that is the beginning and the end. In the beginning, they say that Zach Galifianakis has a problem, and then they go from there, and they have some sort of like existential journey, and they see Carlos, the little baby in the first film. He's grown up. Zach says he's his father and shit like that, and it's been like 10 years since the first one or something like that. It was a very confusing movie. It was very confusing, but it did wrap up the story. But I gotta say, I only remember the beginning, and I remembered the end. And I remember the end because I remember watching that in the theater where like Doug or something has, not Doug, but one of the guys, Ed Helms, has like boobs at the end. He got like a boob job, and we really wanted to know like what happened. And we're like, if this is the beginning of the third film, we would have loved it. But it's the end of the third film, and we hate it because we are left wanting. So I'm going to consider this a lapping stock because it was just so disappointing all across the board.
So I take it everything that I remember about part 3 is actually in part 1 as well.
Is it really?
I don't remember anything about part 3. Like all of the stuff that you said, I was like, I can picture it, but I can't like recall a scene. Like I can put all the people together and be like, oh, we're having an existential crisis. I can see what that's like in my mind, but do I know where they were when it was going on? Absolutely not.
So it seems like so far this director has gone up and down the board twice. He started here and then he went boom, 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 do. Like it just like he has these waves of going up and down, and that's how it is so far. But
well, to me, it looks like it goes up to a peak and then it falls off a cliff and goes all the way down, and then he builds
yeah, exactly.
back and it goes off a cliff again.
Yeah, like so far, like we have like Road Trip, and then he has like Old School. That's like a big one. And then Starsky and Hutch, School for Scoundrels. Then The Hangover, Due Date, Hangover 2, Hangover 3, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse until we get to War Dogs. Have you ever seen War Dogs?
Is War Dogs the one with Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill and Miles Teller, which, by the way, I wanted to see a movie with them, those two together, because I thought they could be related. And in this movie, I'm like, I finally got what I wanted, like Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. And it's I haven't really formed an opinion other than like it just was underwhelming. It was slow, and the pacing, I just didn't care for it. I don't know. Have you seen it?
I'm pretty sure that I've seen War Dogs. Just looking at a short synopsis.
Yeah, go for it, because I was trying to rewatch it today, but then I took a nap. There's, I guess shows how much I give a shit about this.
Wikipedia says War Dogs is a 2016 American black comedy crime film.
Yes.
Why is it? What the heck is black comedy?
A dark comedy, like it's like a dark comedy is like just like dark humor. I don't know why they say black comedy, because like black comedy means something else. Like it means like a Tyler Perry movie or like a Wayans Brothers movie.
Yeah,
that's what confuses me about it too. Yeah, if you say dark comedy, like it's a little bit more accurate when you talk about like somebody who has a dark sense of humor. If you say instead somebody has a black sense of humor, it's like that confuses people, especially when you're a white guy saying these jokes. Like it's weird. It just like comes across awkward, much like everything I'm saying. So, but yeah, War Dogs, I don't know. Where would you put it based on your memory?
Between honorable press and a hangover you don't deserve.
Do you want to decide it? Because I'm floating towards more honorable trash, just because like it was underwhelming. But I want to know your reasoning for like it being like in between Starsky and Hutch or Hangover 2, or how it ranks between Due Date and Road Trip. Like where does it fall in?
Well, I mean, the two actors that are in the movie, I remember them doing a good job. Like, I
Sure.
believe that they were who they were portraying in the movie. If I remember right, the movie is shot well and put together well. It's not like you get a bunch of weird cuts. Like, it's relatively easy to follow where they're at, where they're going,
Oh
what's
yeah,
happening, what's going to happen.
I think it was a step above cinematically above his other work. I think I
Um,
agree with you there.
I don't remember exactly where they shot all of it, but I know there's lots of different locations in the movie.
Okay.
Like, I don't think they were necessarily filming in Iraq, just someplace where they can make it look like Iraq.
Hmm.
And as far as I know, they didn't do the Star Wars thing where they take a giant green screen out in the desert.
Yeah, I mean, they probably did, but what do I know? They probably shot some desert scenes in Vegas. Who knows? But or Nevada. But I'm not sure. So, do you put it in Hangover You Don't Deserve or Honorable Trash? Because I'm letting you decide that one because I
Well,
can't.
looking at the two movies that are there in category, I feel like I would put it in honorable trash.
Mhm. Where in Honorable Trash?
Mm, definitely in front of the Hangout.
So definitely right here, but you're not sure if it's above Starsky and Hutch.
Yep, you get to decide that part.
I think it's fine where it is, honestly. Um,
That works for me.
yep. You, I'm gonna get another beer. Do you want to plug Movie Palette again?
Rush. If I would have known that you were getting another beer alcoholic, then I would have not plugged it the first time. I would have waited until the penultimate movie, and then I would have went right into a whole spiel about how you can go to moviepal.com and you can save 15% by putting in code ZONE15, which also helps you support the fandom zone. What's up, Jackie? Is writing and lurking? Have you been lurking the whole time? I know we haven't been going that long, which is probably a good thing, but that's because we don't have a bunch of unnecessary fluff and arguments without Zod and Chris here. Makes it so much easier. What doesn't make it easier is when the person that you're streaming with, okay, she just got it. Person
Yes,
that you're
when the
streaming with
person that
keeps
you're
leaving
streaming
to get
with.
a new beer.
Yes, yes, I just did. What's up, Jenny? How you doing? Um,
What is the
so
beer
we're
for
taking over
tonight?
Azad's channel because he said he was gonna do a Todd Phillips stream, and now he's not even here for it. He's supposedly gonna be here in 27 minutes or something like that. I don't believe him for a second. And he's
We're
gonna
gonna be gone before 27
we're
minutes.
gonna be we're gonna be gone before, yeah, but well before he comes in, which is what's funny to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I was wondering what was happening. Well, what was happening is that whenever Zod says, "Oh, we're gonna do like this sort of thing," like PB and I just get together and then we just bang out the stream in less than an hour, and then we're good to go. We already did it, and that's all because Zod's lazy and Chris is just like whatever, like, and they'll talk forever and ever. And honestly, we only need like two of those people here in order to get what we want, all the points to get across. And it's easy. It's easy and it's fun. You know, we don't have to like deal with somebody monologuing like me for like an hour and a half. So, by the way, have you ever like?
If you could monologue for an hour and a half, I'd be thoroughly impressed.
I mean, I probably could. It's called a solo stream, which I've done before, and
No. I mean, like, constantly going. Like, you don't stop talking for the entire 90 minutes.
well, yes, most people release stand-up specials, and that's what they call their monologues. It's just they call it stand-up specials. But I guess the difference is like people have to laugh
having
at
a
them.
proper special.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe I will someday. But in the meantime, the joke is on you because we're talking about Joker. Oh boy, where's the first Joker gonna go? PB.
It's the second highest grossing R-rated film of all time. And
Yes,
had the record right up until Deadpool broke it.
Deadpool and Wolverine broke it finally.
Yeah, they broke it a while ago.
Yeah, so Deadpool broke the record, broke the billion, and then Joker came in and beat Deadpool, and then the sequel beat Joker. So okay. So these are very impressive movies. This shows you that there is a market for R-rated comic book movies. This solidified it. Like it solidified the fact that Deadpool and Deadpool 2 were no joke, even though they were funny. They were not. I mean, when you thought about it at first, it's like most comic book movies need to be PG-13. They have to be in order for it to be successful, be financially successful. That's not the case at all, because comic book readers is from what I've researched, from what I'm aware of, they want that grittiness. They want that R-rated, they want that oomph, that punch in the face, if you will.
Well, I mean, I would think that most comic book readers are adults at this point. Like, how
Yeah,
many
and they're
people were
aware.
there when Batman originally came out that are still alive? Because Batman's been around for quite some time, meaning that everybody underneath that, like, what do you think? 10 and under is what? Maybe 10% of comic book readers?
Yes.
Exactly, which means 90% of them well, maybe not 90, let's say 80% of them can go see an R-rated movie all by themselves.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, nobody. You have to think about it this way too. Nobody reads anymore. Nobody reads. They just
Did you see
watch.
this comment? What's up, HNK?
What's
Who
up,
are
hunk?
we?
How you doing, hunk?
We are the invaders of the fandom zone. Our names are on the screen.
Yes. I guess. I
Joker
guess
was
I
spectacular.
guess they were asking because like it's like who the fuck are these guys that are not Zod? We're the guys who are interesting. Okay, that's it's my response to that. We're the guys who are interesting and fun to watch, the most fun to watch, because getting your alternative is like a Zod and Chris stream, and believe you me, you don't want that. It's gonna last a long time. You're not going to get anything out of it. It's going to be useless information, time and time again, and nothing of value.
And I've
Salvaged.
never seen somebody between the two of them that will rate a movie based on stuff that's not in the movie. Like, this is what was going on in my life at the time, and then I saw this movie, and the movie itself ain't real good, but I have an emotional connection to it, so I'm gonna put it in the GOAT tier. It's like, what the fuck?
It's just like, really? Like, I do that. I do that with like movies like The Polar Express with the Zemeckis films. Absolutely. But that is for people like me, like at the time. Like, that makes sense. It does not make sense when every single movie is goated like the Tarantino stream. It's like, not everything can be Royale with cheese, dude. You know, not everything
Can
is
it,
going to be the
can it
GOAT.
not though?
What?
Can it not be? Can not everything be the royalties?
I mean, with Tarantino's resume, it's very hard. But hey, you know what? That should have been the stream where I think that was the one where I was awakened to a problem with our system. Like we should only have one or two in the GOAT category, and I think we found our goats, especially with the next film, Joker. So, again, I
Joker
ask you,
can go all
PB,
the way to the top.
it's going to be at the very top for you too,
Oh yeah.
above Hangover.
Mm,
I'm just
I don't
asking
know,
because I
man.
can move it.
I'm weighing the mystery of the Hangover versus the delusion of Joker in the sense of all of the things that he imagined that didn't actually happen.
Oh yeah. Um, I mean, I have a
Right, because
personal bias, but
they both have that angle of intrigue, but they're not totally different, but they're not the same.
yeah, and here's and when we talk about like personal bias when it comes to watching these films, just a reminder, Joker is the first film that I remember seeing on purpose, like on real film in the Cinerama Dome in Los Angeles. It was an incredible experience seeing this movie on actual film, on a film reel. Was mind blowing. It was literally it blew my mind more than Murray Franklin. Like it was an incredible experience. And then The Hangover, on the other hand, is the movie that I snuck into when I was 11 years old. So I have a hard time kind of. Was I 11 or what? Was I like 13? I don't remember, but one of those two. It was incredible. Both movie experiences were incredible because, like, one had like it was like my youth and being excited about you know watching what the adults would watch, and sneaking into that is a very thrilling experience. And then Joker was just as thrilling, but I think Joker was the movie that had more quality to it. Like this is a serious movie. This is on par with Scorsese. This is on par with some of those 70s films like like Taxi Driver and Deliverance, and it had that quality to it that it is unforgettable. Um, I don't know. There's never a person who I've met who just thought like, oh, The Hangover, the movies, the three movies, like you think, oh, that's all just the first movie. Like there's no mistaking that with Joker. Like Joker is Joker, and it's not just the Oscars that elevate this movie. It's the performance behind them itself, the music itself, the cinematography. Like this is cinema versus this is something where, like The Hangover, you would sneak into the movie theaters with your friends and do that. It's more juvenile. This is more of like Todd Phillips is now an adult and making grown-up films, but still having the context of this is something that I grew up with as a child, the Joker, and I'm going to make this like a serious movie. So I think Joker is elevated to a whole other level. Todd Phillips stepped up his game. It's undeniable that this movie is like number one. Uh, but that's just me. I'm done, PB. So
Okay.
what's that?
Oh, I said okay, but I have not seen the new movie.
But you did see the first one, and do you agree with its placement?
I would replace him.
Well, it'd be nice to like hear you go into a little bit about your thoughts of Joker, because I don't think I've ever heard you talk about it.
Joker does one of the best jobs of physically showing you the descent into madness of the character and the struggle that he feels before it. And the perfect example is both scenes with the steps. When life is working against him, he has to climb all the way up the steps, which is no easy task. It's not like you just freaking taking the escalator up there. You're fucking pushing every freaking step of the way. And then later in the film, when he's made the turn already to be the Joker, then he's literally dancing down the steps as he descends into madness.
Right.
I've never seen anybody do the analogy quite so well.
Fair enough.
And then not to mention the cinematography and the score, because they did not get an Oscar for the soundtrack or the score or one of those two.
Yeah, they gave an Oscar for the soundtrack. Yeah,
Soundtrack, okay. I
for the
think the
score.
score
Yeah.
is just as good as well. To me, the score and the soundtrack aren't exactly the same. The soundtrack are all the licensed songs that they put in it, and the
Well,
score
that's
is like
a conversation for the next one. Yeah, for sure.
well, I'm not going to be able to have that conversation on the next one because I just know that it's supposed to be a musical, but is it an actual musical? Not in
Yes.
the traditional sense. What do you mean,
Uh,
yes? Like, okay, to
do,
be an actual musical, I would say you got to be singing in like either every other scene or every third scene. Is that what happens in the new movie?
yes.
Okay.
It's every other scene, and half the time it's like the songs don't really like. I would have to get like subtitles
Well,
to
well,
confirm whether or not like the actual lyrics are, juxtaposing how the characters are feeling to make it worth my time. But as the theater in the theater, as that experience was going on, I was just more wanting like for it to move on. I was screaming like in my head like I would every other musical, but not Broadway. Broadway is special. Broadway musicals, when people are singing and dancing and they have this complex choreography and they're singing pitch perfect, that's an art within itself. That is to be respected. Whereas movie musicals fail to miss the mark because it's not live. That's what gets me every single time. It's not live and it's not that impressive. And I just want to fast forward every single time characters burst out into song and dance for no reason. I just don't enjoy that experience. I don't like it. In the movies, like even Hamilton, when it was like the Disney Plus, like sort of streamed sort of thing, like I'm tempted to like fast forward every single time because I'm not there. If I'm there, I want to see it. If I'm not there, I want to fast forward through every single, like it just I guess it's a crazy thing to think about, but I've come to the conclusion that if I don't see it live, it's like I may as well have not seen it at all, and I don't want to see it unless I can see it live. That's the difference between Broadway and movie musicals. Something that you have to force yourself to see it on screen, and it bugs me because I know there's so many more things that the camera is not focusing on, but we're at the mercy of just what the camera is focusing on and the bullshit going on. And my mind likes to escape to everything in the background. I just don't like that with movie musicals. And if you were excited to see the second Joker, I'm sorry. But ladies and gentlemen, the joke is on you.
Ah, and a lot of people had problems with that movie. I didn't think it was going to be quite that bad, but holy shit,
I don't think this is going to be a controversial opinion at all. I'm going to save this right now before Zod comes in.
Hold on. We got to put one on top first, guy.
It's true. Well, what do you think should go? What should go on top? Old School, Hangover, or the Joker?
I would put Joker on top.
You answered correctly. The Joker goes into Walking Phoenix.
Joker goes on top, and the Joker goes on the bottom. That's rough.
Yes. Don't you love that? Like Walking Phoenix.
It would be better if he had wings on fire.
What's that?
It would be better if he had wings that were on fire.
Wings on fire?
Wings.
Oh.
Wings.
No, I hear that.
This is a good tier list. He is all over the place, though.
I think this is the most accurate tier list ever.
Why? Because it looks like a man's face with a very pointy nose.
That's how it always looks like.
It's a profile shot. Sometimes it looks like Pinocchio.
Sometimes if we had more honorable trash films, like it would be Pinocchio. Yeah, but like this looks like the side profile of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Something like that.
Like The Mask in The Dark Knight.
No, I'm having a hard time getting over the fact that Joker is the only movie on top and the only movie on the bottom.
I think that's pretty cool. Not so much for my movie-going experience, but I think this is one of those lists that everyone can get behind, because when we add different opinions, honestly, like it gets like we get Jurassic Park and honorable trash. Like what the fuck? Like no, this is not representative of this does not represent the people. Like this is unacceptable. This is ridiculous. No, I don't agree with this, and neither do you. Neither do you guys in the chat, because a lot of you were like, "Why Jurassic Park?" I was confused too.
No reason to shit on Jurassic Park, but he did it anyways.
Right.
Movie that holds up that good. Joker holds up. We just did a rewatch of it on YouTube.
Yeah, we did it on Zod's channel, on this channel here.
Yeah, if you go to the fandom zone, it's what, 2 weeks ago?
Yep. It was right before Zod and I saw it, and we saw it separately. Zod had his opinion on it, and it's the exact opposite of mine. And I hated it. I did not enjoy it. And what was worse is that after watching the film, I had to go to work that day. And I was already depressed. I was already in a bad mood right before seeing it, and it was even worse after watching it, and it was not a great day at work. It was like one of the worst days ever. I was like, holy shit, I gave this musical movie a chance, and it did not work out at all. Did not work out. I was very disappointed.
So I think people are going to be disappointed in us because we don't even have enough material to stretch the stream for the full hour.
Well, was there anything you wanted to add to any of the movies? What's I don't know. Is there some sort of
Looking at this list, I feel like of everything on here, I watched Old School as much as all of the rest of them combined.
yes.
Like I've seen Joker a handful of times. I think I've seen Starsky and Hutch like twice. I've seen War Dogs once. I mean, I know I watched The Hangover a few times, but nowhere near as much as I watched Old School. Like Old School was one of those movies that I would put on repeat. Let's get to the end, start her over again. Thank you, DVDs.
Oh, I see. Your Old School was like my Super Bad. Like I would put Super Bad on again and again and again.
Ah, yep.
That was it for you. That
What's up,
was.
narcissist? Destin, we have a narcissist watching.
Oh no! Oh, we have an art narcissist. Oh, oh no! So it is
How
Zod.
will we get along? Maybe. We could probably get out of here before he shows up and tries to talk us into sleep.
Why is the narcissist frowning?
Who knows? They will let us know as
Hopefully.
soon as the chat catches up to our words.
Yes, and we can stress this for another few minutes until Zod wants to, which would be hilarious if Zod came in and then like put his 2 cents in on all of these movies. And we'd have to actually keep track of like what the fuck we said. It's pretty cemented, but yeah, we'll give you Zod another. We'll give you until. We'll give you 3 minutes. We'll give you 3 minutes to figure your shit out. Otherwise, we're gonna call it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Says Jay McCarthy. I'm trying to figure it out too.
What are you trying to figure out?
I'm trying to figure out if Narcissist is actually Zod.
Oh, definitely not. He's not going through the effort to create a name to spy on himself.
Why would he?
Well, I can tell you
why
why
is
he
he
wouldn't,
sad?
because it's extra work.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
That's how you can know it's not him.
Yeah. Why is the narcissist sad? I'm Zod? Is that why he's sad?
That was a question.
I'm Zod. If it was Zod, it'd be silly. Yes, it would be. It would be silly. But the narcissist is not Zod, sadly. What we are trying to say is Zod is a narcissist, so we just thought that he was spying on his own stream. Just like had nothing better to do. And he just like was seeing us two buffoons just like ruining his stream, ruining his channel, ruining his reputation.
Buffoons?
Yes.
You mean highly professional studio voices?
Yes, indeed. What he said.
Well, yeah, like don't be selling yourself short there, Justin. We're real professionals.
Oh, I'm not. Definitely not. But
narcissist. How do you not know who's
I'm just saying.
This is God's channel.
Well, somebody who has their own channel. There's no fucking way that I would ever allow anybody else aside from me to stream on my own channel. And Zod is stupid enough to let us stream on his channel without him even being there.
Let somebody stream on your channel. Like, what do you think is going to go wrong?
I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I would like to be on every single stream that I do. Therefore, I can be held accountable for everything that happens. I'm the one in charge. Like, I am one of those people who are like, I want to be involved in every single aspect of my own fucking streams. And if somebody fucks up, like, it'd be nice to sit back and just be like, wasn't me, but it's under my name, Justin Proper. So I would like to be there to oversee all that shit and not, have something like this happen. Like, if this happened on my channel, I would be astonished, and I would be like, I would love to see like what the fuck happened, but at the same time, I would also cringe and be like, no.
You seem to have such a big problem for getting free labor onto your channel. It's like, well, somebody's going to show up. I can't just be letting them stream on my channel.
That's
it's
a good way to look at it.
You're not paying them. They're bringing you content for free.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing to think about, I guess. I guess my concern was just I like to be there and be present for everything that happens on my channel.
Like, this is what Jackie said.
Or he knows his stream is in good hands with you guys. Ha ha. All right. Sure. Not me singing the Pokemon theme because Justin Proper said, I want to be the very best. And no one ever was. I travel across the...
No, you skipped the entire verse.
To train them is my cause. Pokemon.
You are totally butchering this song, and it's hurting.
You know what? At this point, we should be like, Pokemon. Love isn't always on time. Whoa, we may as well. Yeah, like.
Oh man, no. Now that gets me thinking. Like, you've seen all those mashups where they take some like smooth jazz song and turn it into some metal song, or they turn a metal song into like yacht rock or something like that. You've seen these mashups, right?
Oh, I have seen some of the mashups, and I've seen a mashup where I heard Chester Bennington from Linkin Park singing the Pokemon theme, like the AI shit. That's weird as hell. That's so weird. I never thought in a million years I would ever hear Freddie Mercury singing "Don't Stop Believin'." I never thought I would hear that, and yet here it is in AI form, and it's terrible. it's awful. But
you know what's not terrible?
Yes, movie palette.
No, I was going to say the fact that we've made it to the end of the stream.
We have made it to the end of the stream, and Zod is still not here. Well,
that's the time that he gave you, so it's not like we avoided him on purpose, just incident.
No, we didn't. I'm gonna give him a phone call just to see if he's just to see if he's gonna show up. Also for content. Why not? All right, Zod, I'm gonna call you up right now.
Is it on speaker?
That's what I'm gonna set up. All right.
We'll see what happens.
No.
I don't think he's gonna answer the phone.
All right. I'm gonna call right now.
Mostly because I don't think his phone works yet.
I don't think so either.
Right. So if you want to call him, you got to call him on Instagram.
Give me a moment.
You must follow each other on the gram. It's the only way he has to communicate, which is real sad. Like, it's 2020.
All right, I'll try it that way. Okay. How does that work? Like, you have to call people on...
Oh my God, just call him on Instagram.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. Instagram is weird.
Yeah. That's fucking weird. Just go to your conversation with him. Like, there's literally a little phone symbol at the top of your conversation with every single person on Instagram. It's not tricky. It's not like you're under pressure. It's just to talk to Zod. Like, that's not as an important thing.
All right. Calling him now.
It doesn't sound like it's on speaker. Jackie, I have no idea what happened to his phone other than the fact that he's got an issue with his cell provider. And I haven't got it sorted out yet because
Hello?
he's busy doing nothing.
Zod?
Did he answer?
Zod? Zod, are you here? All right. Are you able to go on your stream? No? Oh, you're at the movie theater.
You gotta put the speaker right next to the
What
microphone.
what theater are you at? Okay.
Nobody can hear
You're at
him.
the movie theater. What movie are you seeing? Azazel? What the fuck is Azul? Azazel? Azazel? A new horror movie with Sahara Weaving. Oh no, Samara Weaving. Okay. Oh, the hot chick from Scream. Okay.
Did you say this to him?
No, I'm talking to him right now.
Yeah, this comment is for him, dickhead.
Tell him I love him and bitchy, says Jay McCarthy.
How close do you have the speakerphone on your phone to the microphone?
All right, let's see if I can. I don't know how to do this speakerphone on Instagram. I have literally no idea.
There's like 4 buttons.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to do it. I'm not a gram sort of person.
Okay,
well,
you know
I do it by the pound, not the gram. All right. So, anyways,
you know it. That was pretty good. I like that.
Where the other buttons are.
There's a speaker button. All right, can you speak up now?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Everybody can hear me. Yes, now I can hear him.
All right, Zod, do you have anything to say about Todd Phillips?
I think he's a genius. I like the Joker 1. 2 is debatable, but I'll fucking die on that hill. Hangover 2 is good. I don't fucking understand what people's problems are. Hangover 3 can eat a dick. 1 is a classic. War Dogs was great. I have to see the other movies on the list, but I'm pretty sure I've seen all of his movies.
Old School?
Old School? Do you have to fucking ask me where that goes?
Yes, unfortunately.
Frank the Tank? Are you kidding me?
Frank the
Tank. Obviously, it's like at the top.
All right. Perfect.
You caught me right at the right time because right now I was just like signing the waivers and shit because I'm not allowed to talk about some shit. But the movie, they're like, okay, the movie's gonna be starting soon because they make you sign like the survey thing.
Gee, isn't that nice to be felt special?
I know, I'm so fucking awesome. Well, I take you guys if you were around here. I can invite a guest.
Right down the road.
Yeah, why don't you invite PB?
I would if that motherfucker was down here. Like if he was here right now, I could be like, "Hey, PB, you want to see a new movie with an actress you probably don't know, but it's a horror movie?" Be like, "Sure, it's free, let's go." And I would invite him, but he's not around here.
Is the popcorn free?
I'm like 20 minutes away.
Fuck no. Nothing is free except for my ticket.
Okay. So it's like buying a ticket to an actual film, and then not paying for
the. I'm saving like $20, but I have to spend $50 to get the food.
Okay, can you give us a earth-breaking, ground-shaking General Zod promo?
Can you give an outro, like earth-breaking, whatever?
Okay, so everybody, in case you didn't know, this was the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, sometimes these days media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in all of YouTube entertainment. And thank you to everybody who's been interacting with my reviews. I will have this special review up for you guys tomorrow. To give you guys my critique because I've been drinking. Thank God I Ubered.
Yeah, we know you've been drinking.
And also, what everybody says, Joker 2 is great. I'll die on that fucking hill, even if I'm alone. I could find another reviewer who gave it a good rating, so I'm not alone in this world. But yeah, and go see Terrifier 3. See it a couple of times.
Oh, definitely go see Terrifier 3. What did you think of that movie? Because I thought it was a 7.5 out of 10, only because there is a lack of lore and one character was done dirty off screen.
Okay, I have a rebuttal to these things. One, they did actually answer a lot while leaving a little bit. Two, I think it's kind of like the Empire Strikes Back of the series. And three, I'm going to come out and say it. I probably like it more than the first two movies.
Ooh.
I love the second movie, but personally, like, this blows the first two movies right out of the water.
All right, that's awesome. Well, anyways, it was great to see you, Zod.
Yeah, great to talk to you guys. Thank you very much, and we're
all
going to
be
back together again. Don't do that. Thank you.
Yeah, it will too late. You already lost. Bye. Yep.
Oh
Anyway.
my gosh, you'll never believe what just happened, Donnie.
You're fucking kidding me.
You just finished, didn't you?
We finished what, 10, 12 minutes ago? We just had a phone conversation with General Zod at the theater.
Oh, lovely.
It was super lovely.
I'm just waiting to pick up somebody, and I figured since I'm waiting and they're going to be late now, they said that I'd jump on. But since two people in this group, not me, can't hold their wad,
we could not.
I can tell.
You're not wrong.
God, it's like a 14-year-old boy being touched for the first time.
Oh! That's how would you know?
Well, I was 14 at one time, you know.
I thought he was going to say he had a sticker on the back of his van that said 14-year-olds only.
No, I've never been one to stalk 14-year-olds. I'm not a ditty.
No. Oh God. Did he do it? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I saw that man live in the flesh twice. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why couldn't it have been Tupac that I met twice, like instead of this fucker?
Because Tupac was dead before you were born, probably. Or
No. We unfortunately we both existed in our timeline. So
unfortunately.
What?
Because fortunately though, Kurt Cobain and I did not coexist in our timelines. He was long gone before I was even conceived. So that means there's no way in hell I would be the reincarnation of Tupac, but I could be the reincarnation of Kurt Cobain if I had played my cards right.
Oh, if you played your cards right.
Yeah, because yeah.
Did you play a jack when you should have played an ace?
Almost definitely.
I played a
Sure.
queen. I played a queen, unfortunately, because Freddie
Was it RuPaul?
What's that?
Was it RuPaul?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I tried the Freddie Mercury card, but instead I got RuPaul. But I was like, okay, I'll deal with that as it may.
No, he didn't ask you to. He didn't ask you to strum anything, did he?
Not as far as I'm aware. But anyways, what do you think about some of Todd Phillips' films? Should we go through it, PB, again?
I will look. Let's see here.
Okay, so here are the
in?
categories. The categories were, this is based on PB and myself. This is the Todd Phillips. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, we agreed Joker belongs in there. That's the one GOAT category. Then we had Skinny Dips and Bong Rips with The Hangover and Old School. A Hangover You Don't Deserve is like Due Date and Road Trip. The Todd Phillips films. Honorable Trash is Starsky and Hutch. War Dogs and Hangover 2. Laughing Stock is School for Scoundrels and Hangover 3. And The Joke Is on You is Joker, Foley, Adieu. So where would you put, like, just going from bottom to top, if you will, or top to bottom, however you want, or in order, like, just how would you personally rank them?
Change. All right. So first off, here, back it out a little bit so I can actually see all of them. There you go, because I can zoom in with my phone. So, currently, I would put the second Joker where it's at. I'm going to watch it again, maybe a couple times just to make sure. Hangover Part 3.
Wait a second.
Wait, hold on. You didn't like it either?
Hold on. You're putting it at the bottom, but you're going to watch it a couple more times?
Yeah, because there's been movies I've changed my minds on. I hated Aquaman the first time I ever watched it. Hated it again, hated it every time I watched it. And then when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, it filled in a lot of holes that weren't there. And I actually went back and watched it, and I thought, okay, this movie now makes sense.
That would make
sense. Hey, Chris, you know what's...
Hold on. Zack Snyder's Justice League, it makes sense that it filled in a lot of holes because it was essentially all filler.
Well, I understand that. It's fine. I don't give a shit what the reason is. I'm just saying it did that for me, and it actually made the first Aquaman more enjoyable. So I maybe I'll see something in it, and I'm going like, okay, wait, okay, maybe I see it now. It's a difficult movie to watch just because I think a big problem is I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of stuff about it. I'm sitting there going like, I don't know why we even did this. And I mean, I don't think he even wanted to do it, but whatever. I'd actually probably put part 3 of The Hangover down there too. A
School for Scoundrels, though?
School for Scoundrels, probably where it's at. Hangover Part 2, I would put A Hangover You Don't Deserve for that one, or maybe Skinny Dips and Bong Rips, maybe. Because I actually didn't hate the second one. It's a little... I mean, it's not as good as the first one, so I would probably have put it up in Hangover You Don't Deserve. War Dogs, yeah. Starsky and Hutch, I'd put down Laughing Stock, actually, because I did not like it.
Wow.
Road Trip. Is that Road Trip, right?
Yeah.
Road Trip, I would put up in Skinny Dips.
Ooh, it goes above Due Date.
I loved Road Trip. It's still one of my favorite. I mean, there's some parts of it that I think are absolutely horrendously nasty, but it's because a lot of us have done that for stupid reasons. Like, dude, I sent a letter off to my girlfriend telling her it's over or whatever. I can't remember the premise of it. And yet I've done that type of thing where a friend's like, hey man, I gotta be at this place at like 2:30 tomorrow, but I have to go get this to get the job or something. Well, let's just drive 7 hours away to get your background check directly from the highway to patrol or something. I mean, I've been a part of those stupid road trips. I've been a part of that where everything that could go wrong goes wrong, but it's such a good time. I mean, so I love that movie. Old School, definitely right there. And Hangover, definitely right there. And I agree with the Joker on this. That's definitely a Walking Phoenix.
Yep. Do you like the little incel that's like walking?
Yes.
Walking.
I loved it. No, yeah, no, that's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect. No, I mean, his movies for the most part, I think Joker is actually the most out of the box for him ever.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And I think when Joker was released, a lot of people didn't really know what they were going to get. And then, you started hearing that, it was going to kind of go in the line of, a darker Elseworlds type thing. And it really got me excited. And I was really hoping that I didn't expect them to do a sequel, but they, as soon as that made $1 billion, it was like, yep, sequel. That's just the way it is these days. That I would have hoped they would have done something different with it. And not so, no, I mean, something different than what they did. I mean, I really think that there was a lot more direction to go on. Like, if you're going to still play the, it's in his head or things go on in his head thing, you could have had him, like, you could have, I don't know, you could have played it more closer to how the comic books had Harley.
Well, yeah, the possibilities were absolutely endless, and where they ended up was just,
Yeah, I would say they were writing and had a lot of ideas, and ultimately what happened is they got certain actors, or certain, they got Lady Gaga, and it became this art piece thing that they thought they could do. And they kind of just didn't know what they had, and it just kind of fell. Think about water. If you were to drop a glass of water from 10 feet high and you were to put your hands, cup of your hands, how much that water would actually stay in your hands? Not much of it.
Right.
And that's the thing. They had ideas, but I think they rushed through it too quick. I would have much rather that they said, we're going to take our time with this, and we're going to make something that equals or honors what we did in the first movie. So.
Okay.
No, they didn't do that.
Yeah, they didn't. PB?
I already talked about all these movies. I'm not going to talk about them again. I'm outside.
Well, I'll be, especially a movie that you haven't seen yet, but I would highly advise skipping this and waiting till they release it on HBO Max or some shit.
What?
It's coming out on the
Joker
29th.
2. Joker 2.
Oh, yeah, no, I already have access to it at home. That's why I might watch it a couple more times.
Okay. Oh, they already have done. Okay.
No, it's not like what you think. It's not that. But, yeah. And like I said, I might watch it a couple more times. I'd have to be in the right mood to say, okay, give me the pen and let me start poking my eyes. I literally have to be in the mood for that.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's perfectly fair. But yeah, Zod was on earlier, and And he, of course, would definitely move Joker up to the top, but he's not here officially. He was just on a phone call, literally right before you joined, Chris.
Which Joker?
The second one, he would move it to the top. He
would?
it. He would, but we're not going to honor that because he doesn't have.
Why?
He's not even here. He's not even.
No, but
here.
what was? Wait. Is he stoned out of his gourd?
From what I understand, it was circumstantial. He had his anniversary, with his lovely unicorn, and one of their first dates, I guess, was the first Joker, which is a very weird first date. But it shows how weird those two are together, and it's fine. To each their own. But then they celebrated their anniversary with this movie, and they loved it. And I think partially because of the nostalgia of their first date, not necessarily the context of the movie itself. Zod will tell you otherwise, but I don't personally believe him.
So you think in like 15 years they're going to look back on their lives and go like, man, we wasted our life that day. We wasted time of our life.
No, it was a great expenditure of their time for sure. But were we too hyped about this film is what I'm going to question further down the line. But yeah, if they liked it, they liked it. Okay, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I will say this: I did not see the first one in the theater either.
I saw see the first one in the theater at all. What the fuck?
Well, hold on. I saw this one in the theater. I look back on it and I'm wondering if I would have thought differently seeing it in the theater, just because of I don't know. I guess because I had more time to sit there and actually pay attention to everything that was going on. I had time to kind of stop it and go like, wait, did I just see what I thought I saw? Or did I just, I had more time to actually pick through it. That's why I say I'm going to do that to the second one, because I'm not sure if it's because I saw it in the theater and there's maybe stuff going on that I wasn't really pulling from it or something. I don't know. I mean, some movies, like I'm a big fan of the movie The Lost Highway by David Lynch. If you haven't seen it.
Oh, where Bon Jovi contributed to the soundtrack?
No, David Bowie
and
Trent Reznor.
Different thing. Okay.
Trent Reznor and David Bowie. It's a very. If you've ever seen David Lynch movies, it's a full on David Lynch movie. Okay, well, it is so out there, so screwed up, so hard to follow, and I still, when I watch it, kind of. Like after I'm done, I'm like, why do I constantly watch this movie? Because I like it, but I can't wrap my head around everything that's going on. And I have so many questions every time I watch it. And I'm like, I think I get it. And then I watch it again. I'm like, that can't be it. And yet, I mean, literally, most people who would watch that movie probably go, what the hell did I just watch? Because it feels like you might be on speed and have ADHD, and at the same time, people are just flipping up a bunch of random slides, and then when they're done, they come out and say, "What'd you think of the movie?" And you're like, "That was a movie? Oh, okay. I don't know. I'll share it with you sometime, and you can watch it, and then let me know." And so,
right.
I know people hate that movie, or don't get it, or don't like it, or however. And I can't tell you why I like it so much. So I don't know if that's something that if I stop and watch Joker 2 again, that maybe that comes out that way. Maybe I do sit there and go like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right. I mean, and I'm not saying I will.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you think about it a second time. It's just like, was I wrong on the first time? Hey, if I'm being completely honest, Chris, this is exactly how I felt. I felt the same feeling of dread going out of the movie theater and I'm not trying to, cause some sort of, ruckus or anything like that. I'm not trying to compare the two films because they are not comparable by any means. Mm-hmm. However, the same feeling of, oh my God, what the fuck did I just witness, was the same feeling that I felt after watching, say it with me,
The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's the exact same feeling.
But to your point though, I did sit there for a few days after watching The Last Jedi, and you're like, how do I really feel about this? Because there were things, and again, I've always told people, I'm not claiming that the movie is done right. I'm not claiming that they did everything the way they should have. All I'm claiming is in my mind, I can make it work. And I can get to that point. I can let those things go and get to that point in the whole series. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. I think that's always the reason why people who don't like The Last Jedi and myself have been able to talk about it. Because I'm not going to sit there and be like a lot of people were that said, oh my God, it's the best of all the Star Wars films. It's not. And then not only is that the problem. The problem is own what you did and finish it off. And they didn't. They literally just went backwards and tried to do some crazy crap in 9, and that made it even worse and more discombobulated. And so, I can totally see that. I can totally see the stop. Wait, is that what I saw? Did I watch what I thought I watched?
The real question is, when you're watching the movie, would you have seen Todd Phillips in the director's chair? Because
no. I think that's one of my big problems is the fact that I watched the second one and I'm like, this doesn't even feel like it came from the person who did the first one. And maybe that's because the first one, you play the whole movie, you watch the whole movie, and you really can't tell, is this reality? Is this in his head? Is this in his head and partially reality? There's a lot of stuff going on in that. So when they tried to kind of call some of that back here and there, it's like it didn't work. It just doesn't do that.
The only thing that worked was when Gary was on the stand, like the little person. That was a great scene. That was a very powerful scene. And the fact that he uttered the words, I've never felt more small in my life, and him being a midget, like that's saying a lot. Like he felt small, not just in his size, but it was, an important part, but he felt more small as it felt more powerless in his life, more powerless than reaching the top cupboard. Like it was, it's real. Like that is the real shit that I wanted to see from the first film. That's the best scene because it does show exactly what Todd Phillips was trying to do. He was trying to exemplify the consequences of the actions that you take prior, 2 years before. Like in, I look at Netflix and there's the Menendez brothers again. Or there's a Jeffrey Dahmer like sort of thing, or
30 seconds,
or a Ted Bundy. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking, this is, I understand that they're going through that sort of post incarceration phase with a serial killer, but when the ending comes around, I'm left feeling very unsatisfied, even with the Force connections that you're making. I don't care. I don't like it.
Well, do you think this is a lot of studio interference in this?
It certainly feels that way. Like if it weren't that Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix coming back together, they would have done it without the both of them, then okay. Like, that's totally fine that they would completely come in and just destroy like any possibility of there being a sequel without them. Okay, fine. That's how the business goes. But if it wasn't that case, then what the fuck did you do?
I don't see Todd Phillips picking Lady Gaga.
Okay.
I just don't. That's one thing I was like, that just seems really interesting to do that. And I mean, I know lots of people have played